I did know her from a young age, and actually as a result I knew from that time how kind and considerate she was behind the scenes, actually, a side of her that wouldn't always be known to the public. The first thing she ever said to me after that, the famous or infamous speech when I was 16, was, "You must go and telephone your mother." And indeed, when Margaret Thatcher told you to telephone your mother, that is exactly what you did.
Yes.
And when I was leader of the party, she would often send notes of encouragement at difficult times, and there were many difficult times. She would send notes of encouragement or call me with a bit of advice or encouragement. So that's a very positive attribute, I think, in a leader, in a great leader, and one that not everybody could see.
Normally Parliament only record in times of national crisis. Is it right that taxpayers' money, some people wondering whether that money is being correctly spent on such an occasion?
Oh, it is right, yes, and I will be there for part of the time, although, as you say, I have to host the G8 foreign ministers who are coming in from all over the world, and Margaret Thatcher, of all people, would have expected me to do that. But it is right that Parliament meets and commemorates the achievements of such a leader of historic proportions in our country's history, who changed the course of our history. And well, she said there have been many comments over the last few days from all quarters of the political spectrum, but no disagreement that Margaret Thatcher changed the course of events and changed British politics fundamentally, including in the Labour Party, not just the Conservative Party. So it is right on this exceptional occasion for Parliament to come back for a day, and indeed for us to have the funeral that has been agreed for next week.
There are people, as you will know, in some parts of Britain who would disagree vehemently with the idea that she should get such an honour.
Well, when it comes to money, as I point out in one of the newspapers this morning, the rebate that she negotiated for this country from the EU has brought us so far £75 billion, which is a sum like twice the size of our annual defence budget. So I think that puts money in perspective. That's the sort of money that Margaret Thatcher brought back to this country. So I think we can afford to contribute to a funeral. As for other criticism, you know, I think a lot of the problem that some people have, it's only a minority of people, is that they could never beat her, and that people on the left could never defeat her, that they claim to stand for millions of people, but they could never get remotely as many votes as Margaret Thatcher in an election. And she remained undefeated in a general election, and I think you see a little bit of that frustration coming out in the negative comments.